Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going over location tracking for our clients and mobile devices. With FileWave, we can track the location of every supported platform. Today we're going to go over Chrome OS, Mac, Windows, and iOS. We also support Android. I just do not have a device to show you on here. It's very simple, and we do have KB articles that go over the process for each OS, so feel free to check those out as well. To get started, we are going to go over the prerequisites for each device, so what we need in order for FileWave to track. So we're going to start with Chromebooks. So Chromebooks are very simple. All we need to make sure is that we have the setting in Google Admin set to allow geolocation. So in Google Admin, we are going to want to go to Devices, Chrome, and then Settings. And then under Settings, we're looking for Privacy, and even further down, Geolocation. So I'm going to just type in geolocation here to find that setting, and we just want to make sure that this is set to allow sites to detect users' location. As long as that's set, we are good to go, and all we need to do on this side is change the client state to tracked, so that allows FileWave to track the location of the device. This will track by default every 15 minutes, so it'll just query the location from the device every 15 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and select yes for that, and then we need to update the model to save our changes. And then once model update is finished, we should be able to open this Chromebook up here and see client info, and we should get a position map of where this device is located. And then if we open up this window to the left, we'll see when the location was last queried and the accuracy, so how far from this point we're seeing on the map that the device could be. So again, very simple. That's it. That's all we have to do for Chromebooks. The first thing that we want to check when we look at our macOS and Windows devices is that we enabled tracking in the custom client. What that would have looked like when you created your custom client was under optional settings, we would have wanted this is tracking checked. So if you're not sure if you enable tracking, one way to check is to go to a client that's connecting, open up this client monitor, go to preferences, type in your FileWave admin password, go to the privacy tab, and then you will see this under location refresh interval. I have this one set to never, so we are definitely going to want to change that. So we're going to uncheck disable personal collection and then set this to whatever you want. By default, it's 15 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and select 15 minutes here and save. Now, if this is something you're worried about for your entire fleet, what we're going to want to do is create a super pref to change that location. And you can find more information about super prefs on our KB article, or you can reach out to professional services and we can help you with that as well. So once we double check that tracking has been enabled through the FileWave side, we need to enable tracking through the OS side. For Windows, that's pretty simple. Location services is enabled by default, so there shouldn't be much you have to do there. If you did want to double check to make sure that it was enabled, you would just go to your device, go to your settings, or I just type in location, and then we can see that the location for this device is on and we're allowing apps to access your location. So that's it for Windows clients. So all we would need to do is set the state to tracked, and then we are good to go. For macOS, it is not as simple. Location services are not enabled by default, and you cannot enable them through an MDM. The location settings have to be set by the user manually. You can either do that at enrollment, or you can rely on your users to turn that on. So after we've enabled location services and our client state is set to tracked, we should see FileWave client in this list under location services. So we'll need to unlock this here. And then go down here, so we'll see the FWGUI, go ahead and select that. And then we can close this here, so the next time that it connects to the FileWave server, it should report its location. Right after you enable location tracking for these devices, you may see an error like this in the position map, and that just means that the tracking has been enabled, but it hasn't yet connected to the FileWave server long enough to report that location. So if you see this, just give it a few minutes, it should check in, and we should get a valid location for it. So while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and move over to iOS, which I would say is our most complicated for location tracking. iOS has a few more prerequisites than the other OSs. Not only do location services need to be on, but there has to be an app portal. So our FileWave IPA app portal has to be sent to that device. It has to be opened and location has to be approved. So I have already deployed the app portal to this device. So if we open it up here, I can see that iOS app portal has been sent and installed. So now we just need to set our state to tracked again. Select yes, update the model so we get those changes. So as you can see, I've already installed the app portal on this device. First thing, of course, that we need to check is location services. Make sure that they are turned on. So we are going to go ahead and go to privacy in here. Location services, make sure it's turned on. We can see that it's on here. And then we need to open up the app portal. Once we open up the app portal and it's gotten the changes and it acknowledges that we've changed this client state to tracked, we should see it prompt us for location. Alright, so we can see that it's prompted us. It says you have to enable location services to use this app. To enable, please go to settings, privacy, location services. We're going to hit OK. So then we'll need to go back to privacy and location services and go to the app portal and then allow location access. So now we go back to FileWave admin. We can open this up. We should see our position map here and our location. And same goes for everything else. You can see when it was last queried and the accuracy. So now that we know how to get everything into our track state and we have our locations being updated every 15 minutes, I want to talk about our missing modes. So if any of these terms aren't doable for macOS or iOS, like you can't reach every device to turn on location services, or it just seems like way too many steps for you, no fear, we also have a missing mode. So this utilizes Apple's iOS lost mode and allows you to query the location and lock down the device if you ever need to without any other prerequisites. The only thing it needs to be doing is on and connecting to the FileWave server. So to do that, what we would need to do is right click on the device we want to put into missing mode, go back to client state. Instead of doing tracked, we're going to put it into missing mode here. Select yes, and then of course we need to update the model. So we should see under command history enable lost mode being sent. It looks like it did. So if we take a look at our device over here, we see that it's gone into missing mode. So it says lost iPad, lost device. You can edit these messages, everything that it's saying inside preferences here. So we can change, instead of it just saying lost iPad, lost device, we can edit it to say something more geared towards your organization, like please contact technology department at this number, something like that. And then another cool feature of this lost mode is the ability to play lost mode sound. So if you are missing a device, or maybe a teacher in a classroom has lost their device and we can't find it anywhere, we can go ahead and play lost mode sound once it gets that command. So again, in command history, we're going to look for that command to be sent. So this is the command we're looking for right here, play lost mode sound. And we can also see the device location query right here. So as we can hear, that play lost mode sound has been acknowledged and is now playing this lovely sound on the device. In order to turn this off, you have to take it out of missing mode. So we're going to do that here. We're just going to go right click, go to client state, and switch this back to tracked. And that lovely sound is now gone. So that's a way of querying that location from a device if maybe you haven't set up location services, or maybe it doesn't seem like something that's doable in your environment. So after all of your devices are starting to report location, you can now view the location whenever you need to within client info. You can also select all of the devices that you want to see and view all of the locations at once here in show locations. And then it'll just show you a map of where all of your devices are. So that is it for location tracking. Hopefully you found all of this helpful. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us in professional services or support, and we can help you out. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.